Tonight at 6, dining frustrations boil over after weeks of issues with KSU dining, including undercooked chicken. The move's being made.
And students are looking forward to next week's homecoming events after finally being back on campus. We got a preview for you.
Emergency authorization for booster shots. First the FDA and now the CDC recommending a third dose of the COVID vaccine. What's next in the rollout?
And Chris Pratt from Marvel's Star-Lord to voicing one of Nintendo's most iconic characters. We have all that and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, thanks for joining us and choosing to wrap up your week with TV2 News. I'm Steffen.
And I'm Chris Abreu. We begin tonight with our ongoing coverage of student frustrations over the university's dining services.
Right, and those frustrations leading to action Thursday night as students gathered to discuss their ideas for improving dining options and quality.
Also, many concerns coming out of that meeting, including students expressing they feel unsafe eating at the dining halls. Kelsey Drennen was there and has those student perspectives. Hi, Kelsey.
Hi guys, I stopped by the Student Center for a meeting organized by Students for a Democratic Society to listen in on how they feel about the dining issues that they say have been happening on campus. Let's take a look at what they had to say. Students for a Democratic Society met last night to discuss their concerns about dining on the main Kent State campus. At the meeting, they discussed a poll that was sent out to students where they expressed their thoughts about dining services, and for workers, how they felt the pay and training has been.
I'm still really surprised that it was that high.
President of SDS, Colt Hutchinson, said that student complaints about dining services have been something they've been tackling for several years, but they thought once Aramark was gone, the complaints would stop.
So then we obviously won that victory. They cut their contract with Aramark, and now they've implemented this dining program. And like they made promises to us. They said, "Oh, it's going to be more environmental. It's going to be student-centered. We're really going to be able to, up the quality of food and things like that." So coming back and seeing that it was so bad was just really disheartening.
Student complaints indicated in the survey included issues with undercooked food and a lack of options for vegetarians, vegans, or anyone with dietary restrictions.
I'm a little upset, I'm a little flustered because I've had to change my diet. I'm vegan for 3 meals a day. It's not really viable.
Many students who work for dining services also expressed concerns about low pay and that they haven't received paychecks in 5 weeks. I reached out to the university for a comment and they referred me to an email about dining sent to students on September 8th. In that email, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs Lamar Hilton said that they see our frustrations and have inspected all of the equipment that cooks the food and have began to retrain their associates. When asked about workers not receiving paychecks, the university said the rumors were untrue and that while the university had a slight delay in paying the student workers at Starbucks, the pay has been updated as of today.
But I mean, really, I think that the president of the university, Todd Dykin, needs to, where's Todd in all this? I mean, this is a substantial matter. Students are paying upwards of $2,000. They're being forced to pay this money if their freshman is living in the dorm. So I mean, I think he should really step out and be like, I am at the helm of this institution, and we need to do better.
SDS is planning to hold a demonstration on the case September 28th from 12 to 3 p.m. and a march on October 10th at the same time. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Kelsey Drennen.
All right, Kelsey, thank you. Now, we are about a week away from Kent State's 2021 homecoming celebration. Excitement is mounting, but still some questions about what the week-long event will look like.
After a virtual homecoming celebration in 2020, this year we'll look to bring many of those classic traditions back in person. Bhukari has a preview of the event for us. Ray?
Thanks, guys. Kent State homecoming tradition is returning this year to be in person again following the Flash Safe 7 principles. State University is preparing to hold its longest-standing tradition, the homecoming. I spoke with the USG board members to know what this year's homecoming is going to look like.
We will be participating in the homecoming parade, and so that'll be a lot of fun. We'll be throwing out candy, necklaces, prizes, just all those types of good things. And then finally, we'll be ending it with the tailgate at Dick Stadium right before the game. We'll have music, giveaways, cornhole, and it's just going to be such a great time. Last year, we didn't really have a homecoming. I know that last year was virtual just because of the pandemic, the homecoming concert. And then I know last year we didn't have a parade, and I know that we didn't tailgate as well last year. So just bringing back that tailgate, bringing back the sense of community and bonding between students, and also just being able to participate in the parade as well.
Kent State will also feature representatives from across the 8 campus system to make up the 2021 homecoming courts.
Voting for the homecoming court opens on Monday the 27th at 12:05 a.m. I am on the homecoming court as well, so I'm very excited to have this opportunity to represent Kent as well as student success programs. And the voting closes, open all week, closes on Friday, October 1st at noon. We are encouraging that everybody wears masks. We also encourage vaccines. You can get them now for free at our health center. And then just flashes, take care of flashes. Try to keep your distance and take care of one another.
Class of 2020 graduates are also invited to return to campus during Homecoming 2021 for an in-person commencement ceremony. At the ceremony, all class of 2020 graduates will cross the stage and have their name announced. The commencement will take place at 1 p.m. on Friday, October 1st at Manchester Field. TV2 will follow up to keep you updated on all homecoming-related matters. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Bhukari.
Hello, all of Portage County, Northeast Ohio. I'm Chief TV2 Weather Anchor Odin Amador-Gorby with your Friday evening TV2 weather forecast. Here is your currently in Kent right now in Kent. As you can clearly see, it is a beautiful sunny evening out, 74 degrees. It feels like summer out there, folks. With dew point 45, winds northeast at 8 miles per hour. Low dew point with visibilities at 10 miles, feels like 72 out there. It is a gorgeous evening right now across our state and Kent. And as you can currently see across our state, we are still dealing with temperatures in the 70s. Look at Akron, 72, Steubenville at 68, Athens, 71, Dayton, 74. You could definitely tell it is going to be a hot evening, folks, out there this evening. And here is your hour by hour, as we will talk about, we will continue to deal with sunny skies through the evening as you go out and about. But then towards midnight, we will start to see the temperatures start to dip down due to the sun coming down in temperatures into 50s. But then towards 10 a.m., we will start to have a rebound with temperatures in the 60s. That's all I have for now, folks. In my next forecast, we will discuss a nice weather warm-up for this upcoming week. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Portage County will host a Relay for Life event tomorrow in honor of those who battled cancer in the past. Organizers say the candle ceremony will begin at 6 p.m. at the Community Bible Church in Rootstown. Participators can buy a candle in honor or memory of a person with cancer. By 7:30 p.m., all the names will be read in a ceremony. Once people arrive on the church grounds, they are invited to drive into the parking lot. They can choose to sit in their vehicles or walk around and look at the tributes while talking with others.
And 2 Portage County judges are hoping to expand the courthouse building in Ravenna. They asked commissioners for approval Thursday in order to simplify how family cases are handled. Currently, 1 judge at the courthouse handles cases for families of married couples. Another in the juvenile court, which is a separate building, deals with cases of people who have children but aren't married. Expanding the courthouse, the judges say, will allow 1 judge to oversee all the family cases. Commissioners have yet to answer the request.
And shots were fired early Friday morning at a house party right off Ohio State University's campus. Police say the altercation started because a group of men tried to enter the house but were asked to leave. The group told partygoers they would return, and later that night a vehicle pulled up to the house and someone inside fired multiple shots before driving away. Police responded to those shots at about 1:20 in the morning. No injuries were reported. And the CDC is recommending booster shots for certain demographics, but they went against their own panel. What this means for the future.
And a new front for Ohio's ongoing battle with COVID. Governor DeWINE says thousands of vaccine providers statewide are ready to administer booster shots as case counts climb.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Welcome back. We head to the State House for our next story, where lawmakers are debating the future of critical race theory and the role it'll play in Ohio's curriculum.
While conversations are ongoing in Columbus, Raygene English brought them on campus, asking students their thoughts. She joins us now, and Raygene, what are they saying?
Thanks, Chris. If the House Bill 327 and 322 are passed in correlation, it will affect a lot of the curriculum that is currently being taught here on campus. The House Bill 327, if passed, will prohibit any public school from teaching any model curriculum relating to diversity, relating to race, gender, and nationality. If passed, this could affect multiple classes relating to diversity and gender throughout campus. No school would be allowed to teach or instruct any divisive concepts or encourage any student to advocate against a specific topic. For more continuous updates, stick with TV2. I'm Raygene English, TV2 News.
Raygene, thank you for that report. Now, Ohio's recently redistricted congressional maps is receiving pushback in the form of lawsuits, multiple lawsuits. The ACLU and other voting rights groups filed them in the Ohio Supreme Court Thursday. The suit alleges the maps were the result of, quote, extreme partisan gerrymandering and would solidify a Republican veto-proof supermajority in both chambers of the Ohio Congress. This is the first litigation in the U.S. challenging a past statewide map this cycle.
And Ohio House Democrats passed a bill today protecting abortion rights within the state. The vote was in quick response to the U.S. Supreme Court's refusal to block new Texas laws that banned most abortions. Democrats in Ohio say the bill will guarantee the right to abortion through federal law and cement Roe v. Wade.
All right, now, and statewide, new case counts, hospital restrictions, and developments in Ohio's vaccine efforts.
That's right. Anthony Furiga has a rundown of the state's Stop Health headlines. Anthony?
Thanks, Chris. University hospitals say they are awaiting specific federal requirements before making vaccines mandatory for employees. Earlier this week, UH imposed a new visitor policy that limits patients to one designated visitor a day. The goal of this policy is to help limit exposure and slow down the spread of the virus. As of June, 70% of the hospital's employees were fully vaccinated against the virus. New COVID-19 data was released from the Ohio Department of Health today. Ohio is seeing an increase in confirmed COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations across the state. As of September 23rd, more than 7,000 new cases have been confirmed and more than 3,000 are in hospital beds. Currently, Portage County has recorded 16,000 cases and more than 200 deaths, and almost half the county is fully vaccinated. Portage County's cases this week are at a 1% decrease from last week, the first decrease in almost 3 weeks. Governor Mike DeWine and state health officials say Ohio is ready to begin administering Pfizer COVID-19 booster shots to eligible residents. This was announced Thursday before the shots were recommended later that night by the CDC. Eligible residents include those with certain underlying health conditions, as well as those 65 and older. DeWine said more than 3,500 vaccine providers across the state will be able to administer third doses. The director for the Centers for Disease Control, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, said this week overruled her own agency panel by recommending booster shots for high-risk adults, workers, and older Americans. The agency committee declined to approve Pfizer booster shots from frontline workers, which included healthcare employees, teachers, and others at risk. Dr. Walensky said approving the booster shots for frontline workers would best serve the nation's public needs. Pfizer's COVID-19 booster shots are now available to anyone who has underlying health conditions, those 65 and older, and frontline workers. For more of the latest on the COVID-19 pandemic among Kent State's and its campuses, check out the COVID dashboard on Kent State's website. Reporting for TV2, I'm Anthony Furiga.
So a pretty clear Friday after a week of on and off storms.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of chillier temperatures yesterday, but we've gotten a lot of back and forth with warm and cold. But let's see what Odin has for us. Hi, Odin.
Hi, guys. Yes, you are right. Like the way our weather's been, it has been up and down. Like they say, wait 5 minutes and the weather will change. Unfortunately, we will, kind of see more events like that where we will have more storms coming in the fall. That's part of why we have a warming planet. But anyway, here is your Friday TV2 weather forecast. As you can clearly, so let's first discuss something that happened, a very rare event that can happen sometimes with severe thunderstorms. We had this happen on Wednesday when we had a tornado tag on one of our severe thunderstorm warnings in Portage County. So basically, let me explain what this means. A tornado tag basically means that the conditions are not enough for a tornado warning to be issued, like the rotation's not strong enough, but it is able to, the National Weather Service would put that tag out just to let people know that, hey, this could happen. This is here's a documented case of that where we had a severe thunderstorm warning, but it had a brief tornado, and that is because of the tornado tag. That's why they issue tornado tags. But anyway, let's talk about our weather now. So let's see, as you can clearly see, across the country, you could clearly see this cold front is going to be coming through, and this is going to impact us this Saturday across our state. And across our national map, as you can clearly see, towards Saturday, we will be dealing with rain showers, but then, of course, the cold front is going to come through. But then towards Tuesday, that's when a warm front will finally come through. And here is your 7-day outlook. As you can clearly see, this Saturday we will be dealing with rain showers, but then it will dry up towards Sunday. It will continue to be partly cloudy all throughout the week until Wednesday with temperatures in the upper 60s. That is your forecast. Please stay dry this Saturday. Enjoy these nice warm summer-like temperatures next week. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you for that report, Odin. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin filed an appeal of his conviction in the death of George Floyd. He was sentenced in June to 22.5 years in prison. Chauvin raised 14 issues in his appeal. They include the district court's handling of the motion to change the venue, motions to sequester the jury during the trial, and the motion for a continuance.
To new developments in the search for missing Illinois State grad student JELANI Day. LaSalle County coroners confirming a body found along the Illinois River is that of the 25-year-old. Paige Blanzy with Week TV has the details.
I feel like right now the whole school is just so tense and just so scared. Like it could have been any of us.
That was the consensus on Illinois State University's campus Thursday afternoon as students learned about the news of JELANI Day. The LaSalle County coroner confirmed a body that was found along the Illinois River on September 4th was Day. He had been missing since August 24th and was last seen in Bloomington.
Everyone was kind of just on edge this whole time, trying to find him, trying to find information about him. And when we finally got the information, it wasn't in the way that we wanted.
It's been about 3 weeks of waiting to know if that body was Day's, after using forensic dental and DNA evidence to confirm it. His car, wallet, and other personal items were found at different spots throughout LaSalle and Peru.
It's one of those things that sometimes it's out of your control, especially as a police department. The coroner's office sent off the testing. I can't really get into a lot of why the identification wasn't made.
Police say students shouldn't be worried on campus, but some students say this case has changed how they feel when walking to class.
So I was kind of shook, as an African American myself, I kind of fear that, we're not really safe everywhere we go.
And some students are thankful for the closure.
It's heartbreaking in total.
frustrating to be sure, but at the same time, I'm happy that the family's hopefully able to get the closure that they're seeking.
Now, Bloomington police say there is still work to be done to figure out how and why this happened.
You know, we're still doing our investigation. We're not finished with it.
Right, well, Halloween is spooky enough, but wait till you hear the price tag experts are putting on consumer spending for the holiday this year.
The Panthers-Texans matchup Week 3 was a tale of injuries and good versus bad ball movement. We head to Houston for a recap after these messages.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Welcome to this Friday night edition of TV2 Sports. I'm Ryan Shanko, and tonight we're going to start local thanks to some talent found right here on campus. This Sunday, the Browns host the Chicago Bears in a game highly anticipated by fans around the league. Why? The debut of Justin Fields. The Bears' first-round selection has seen limited action early on in this season, but Sunday will be his first start, and Fields is being thrown straight into the fire, facing a skilled and tough Browns defense. The question being asked, will Fields shock the league, or will the Browns prove once again that they're a legit contender this season? And now, if you're a Browns fan and want even more insight into the game this Sunday, look no further than Kent State freshman Noah Weiskopf, who helps thousands of people stay connected to the Browns every Sunday and all year long. Follow at Browns with Noah on Instagram and Twitter to stay up to date on anything and everything Cleveland Browns. And now we're going to turn to Kent State football as the Flashes take on Maryland this Saturday at 3:40 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. The Flashes should be able to match Maryland on the offense. So if Kent State can force turnovers, make smart decisions in the red zone, there could be an upset in the works on Saturday at College Park. And last night, we saw the debut of Davis Mills as a starter in Houston, and there wasn't much to see early as the Panthers were absolutely suffocating defensively. And Sam Darnold just continues to impress in Carolina, making this wild across-the-body throw to DJ Moore. And those are just things we didn't see much of when he was in New York. And here's a Darnold touchdown, but it was overshadowed by the main storyline tonight for Carolina, the injury to both running back Christian McCaffrey and cornerback J.C. Horn. Now, for most of the first half, the Panthers defense didn't miss their star cornerback too much until about the 120 mark in this first half. We see a beautiful rainbow of a pass from Mills to Brandon Cooks, followed up by the first touchdown pass at home for Davis Mills. However, Carolina would take over in the second half en route to a 24-9 victory. For TV2 Sports, this has been Ryan Shanko. Thanks for spending your Friday with me. Now back to Chris and Connor.
It's shaping up to be a who's who of actors voicing characters in Nintendo's upcoming Mario movie. The star-studded lineup you won't want to miss.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be, with the high purpose to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all. We approach this problem of reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Can we get strawberries? Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy star Chris Pratt will be taking on a completely different role as the voice actor for the iconic video game character Mario. Nintendo made the announcement yesterday along with other stars who will be portraying the legendary characters of the Super Mario universe. Some of those include Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, and Jack Black as Bowser. The animated film will not be released until December 2022.
Well, I'm sure many of you, I am, are starting to look for that perfect Halloween costume, and get this, all that plays into a $10 billion price tag. Experts are predicting for consumer spending this Halloween. The National Retail Federation prediction will most obviously be spent on Halloween candy, costumes, and decorations, of course. It's a 20% bump from 2020, which was $8 billion in spending. And well, that will wrap it up for us this Friday evening. Thank you for joining us.
For more, you can find us online at KentWired.com and at KentWired on social media. And tune in tonight at 9 for an all-new episode of Kent Core. I'm Chris Abreu.
And I'm Connor Steffen. Have a great night and week in Portage County.
See me
As a son.
As a friend to everyone I meet.
as a fighter for change.
As a woman who stands up for what I believe in.
So join me in wearing a face covering.
To help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Because this is one small act of kindness that has the power to bring us all together.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So,
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.